Welcome and welcome back. My name is Carlin Sanders. Most people know me as Kai. I am the hostess of Love Notes, a thought show, not a talk show. I am also Wisdom's mom and student and the CBB, the Chief Bushel Blaster for Love Enterprises. And I just want to say thank you for joining me for this Love Notes pre-show. I am so excited. Today is Thursday, September 24th in the year 2020. And yes, there's so much to share. I just want to draw your attention back to my blog post from Monday, from my Motivating Mondays blog post, which featured four different things. The first was remembering Troy Davis. On Monday, the 21st of September, it had been 9 years since he was murdered by the state of Georgia by execution for a crime that he did not commit, for a murder that he did not commit. And Troy is really... he is kind of like the motivation behind the new Emancipation Proclamation. My journey with him, my learning of him, my knowledge of him, my personal experiences with him are truly the motivation behind this experience. I also mention in the blog post my sponsor spotlight. It's my first official one. And in this pre-show, you'll get a chance to meet the person who I spotlighted this week, the business I spotlighted this week. It's a beautiful, just amazingly wonderful woman of righteousness by the name of Pooja Chilukuri. We met under the most miraculous of circumstances, and I am so excited to share her with you. She is, I just kind of introduced her in the blog post on Monday. Coming up next, you'll see an interview with her that I did earlier this week, and I also mentioned in the interview that I will be doing a more at-length interview with her at a future date, because one of her books that she wrote is what changed my life at a time that I needed a turning point. And so it is a huge part of the new Emancipation Proclamation. So the third thing from my blog post was the new campaign that I'm starting. It's called Spread Love, Spread Love, Spread L.O.V.E. and Spread L.U.V. Yay! Okay, so part of it is because it's a fundraising platform, but part of it is because when I wasn't in to do the broadcast on my laptop, the Love Notes broadcast on my laptop live, when I went to go live on my phone, I was told that I couldn't do it, that I wasn't qualified or something like that. So when I looked into it a little bit further, it said I needed to have 1,000 subscribers in order for me to go live. And I think right now I know I have less than 15. So this is an opportunity to boost my channel, be able to go live wherever I am and not be stuck to a laptop. And also to spread love. We've been living in this crazy time. So I'm going to spend the show today. My live broadcast today is on fundraising. It's going to be part one of fundraising. And I'm going to talk about this campaign, the Spread Love campaign, Spread L-O-V-E, Spread L.U.V. campaign. And then the last thing that I put in my blog was my Motivating Mondays post was just thank yous. Thank yous to all the people I've met, people I've talked to, people who have contributed in some way, shape, or form. I'm just so excited about this journey that I've been on with God, and just it is amazing. I am just in love with love. I'm in love with life. It has been a crazy week. I have not been this way all week. It has been like this roller coaster ride of emotions and experiences, but man, at the end of every single day, or woman, whatever, at the end of every single day, you know what God does? He reminds me how much he loves me and how much just like he's there for me. And just the miracles that happen. And miracles aren't necessarily like these, they're just the unexpected things that happen that you just don't expect them. Well, if it's unexpected, you don't expect it, right? Y'all get it. Anyway, I want y'all to enjoy this interview that I had with Miss Pooja Chilukuri. Actually, it's Mrs. Pooja Chilukuri. She is amazing. I want you to check her out on social media and on her blog and her website, and connect with her. She is amazing. And just when you hear this conversation that we have, this interview that I get to do with her, you are going to admire, adore, and appreciate her just as much as I do, possibly even more. So I'm going to turn the time over to our interview, and I'll talk to you at the end. Thanks. Welcome, everybody. This is Carolyn Sanders. Most people know me as Kai. I am the hostess of Love Notes, a thought show, not a talk show. And I have the absolute honor and pleasure of doing a sponsor spotlight with this beautiful young lady right here. So intelligent, so just and genuinely, genuinely kind. Like nice is one of those words that you describe good people, but this woman of God right here is genuinely kind and has the most golden of hearts. And so I want to take the opportunity to introduce her to you and to direct you towards the projects that she's working on and to say thank you to her for her support. So please tell my audience who you are, wonderful woman of God.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that sweet introduction, Kai. I feel the same about you, so I hope you know that.
Yes, I
And
do.
I am so glad that we connected. And we connected at a health fair. So, that was just, I guess that was just ordained. And I guess I was supposed to meet you. So thank you for doing this. And hi, everybody. My name is Pooja Chilukuri. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner. I'm also a health coach and a published author. So my heart is to work with people, for prevention before we get sick. If I can just do my part to just spread the information and the knowledge and share what I have learned to help us lead a healthy lifestyle and, to just avoid falling so sick because, once we get there, it's a long road. And if you do have unresolved health issues, I would also love to work with you to see what we can do to resolve it. Just making lifestyle shifts and dietary shifts and all easy stuff, nothing hard, nothing hard. And my books are all just faith-based reflections and poems and my memoir. So those are all the projects I'm working on, Kai.
That is awesome. Just so everybody knows, if you're not familiar with my from Beggar to Investor series here on my Love Enterprises Presents YouTube channel, I speak of Pooja's memoir, and then there was Jesus very highly because it changed my life at a time in my life that I knew I needed change, but I didn't know how to get it. And like she mentioned, we met in a pretty miraculous way, and in order to not get emotional, I'm not going to go into it because she does have a very special place in my heart. But she also, for those of you that don't know, I mentioned that this was a sponsor spotlight, and she had purchased a sponsor package and ended up with a keychain. And the name of the keychain, there was a saying on the keychain, and the saying says, "She believed she could, so she did." So please, Miss Pooja, tell us why that keychain, that message on that keychain resonates with you and speaks to what you're doing. I know in my world why it does, but please tell my viewers why it does for you.
Absolutely, Kai. When I saw the words on that keychain, I just wanted to grab it. I saw it on the screen. I just wanted to get inside there and grab it. um, because belief is something I've actually struggled with. It's not something, it doesn't just come naturally, right? Like there's all these
Right.
doubts that creep into your mind, especially when there's a task ahead of you. You know you're supposed to do it. For me, that was writing my memoir. Actually, that was the turning point in my life. I had just been through a very difficult 3 years. There was, I'm not going to go into details, but just a quick, there was loss of job, loss of health, and loss of church family. And all of those things happened together. So, when your whole world is just gone and you're trying to build from scratch emotionally, physically, financially, like, just trying to build. And that was a tough time. And so I felt like I should write things down. So it just started off as let's get my head clear on paper. And then when I started writing down, I just realized how much God had brought me through. And I just started seeing all the blessings and all the good stuff that was happening to help me deal with it. And I thought, I can't keep this to myself. But I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to write. Like I'm not a writer. I have this background in science, and science people we think with the left brain, and I can do technical writing, but I didn't know how to write like a memoir. And so I'm thinking, I can't do this. And then one day I remember, and this was a passage, in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 22. And this is before Jesus has to go to the cross. And, he's already warning Peter that Peter's going to deny him. But, but what he says to Peter is very encouraging. He says, I know that Satan has desired to sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail. And then the next thing he says really struck my heart. And that was, when you have turned around, strengthen your brothers. And I thought, you know what? I've just been through this horrible sifting. I'm fine. My life is okay. And I'm on this other side. And how can I keep this to myself? I have to turn around and encourage somebody else, that may be going through this. So even though I didn't believe I could, I believed I should. And then when I focused on that verse again, and it says that Jesus was praying for Peter, and I thought, I can. Of course I can. I have the best cheerleader on my team. And so that just started the process of just having the courage to do something I never done. And there was no looking back since that day. It's just been, that's what he wanted me to do. So I started writing more. And yes, I am still not sure that I'm a writer, but I'm learning. I take classes, online
Wow.
classes I can take to, just hone my craft. But yeah, it started with the belief, and I'm just happy that to see it manifested.
Woo! And this is why I absolutely admire, adore, and appreciate you to the moon and back. Probably to the sun and back is
Oh
even better to
goodness,
say it. Around to the Milky Way galaxy, around the whole entire Milky Way.
Thank you, Kai. It's
So,
good to be loved, and you love, you get loved, so it'll come back right at you.
yes, ma'am. I know that. I could feel it from you, and I appreciate that so much. So I want you to just let people know a little bit about you. Tell us about the memoir, when you started writing it, and how many books you've written since then.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's been a while. I started writing in 2014,
Okay.
published in 2015.
Okay.
And then I didn't do anything because I just thought, well, the one is done, one and done. Like that was all I was supposed to do. I'm done.
Your one hit wonder, right?
But then the same thing happened again. I started
Mm,
seeing, because my memoir is about a very difficult religious journey that I had. And I
right.
had some trauma from that. And I had some very difficult church experiences. And there were
Hmm.
wounds that were so deep that, it really took a while to heal. So once I started healing and realizing where I slipped, and I realized that where I slipped was that I stopped listening to the voice inside me and started listening to all of the voices outside of experts and leaders and pastors and teachers. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that when that's the only voice you're hearing, it's a chance that we're not listening to God inside us. And
Right.
so then I had this inspiration that I need to start writing. I need to rewrite the Bible stories and
Hmm.
make them relatable. That we really shouldn't be experts to tell us, right? It's there in front of us, and God gave us a brain and a heart, and we
Right.
should be able to engage and have faith that's purely coming from that pure interaction, right? So I set about to do something crazy. I wanted to take a look at Jesus from all different perspectives of
Wow.
all the characters in the gospel stories. So that's what I try to do in my writing, is to look at him all different ways so that it
Yeah.
covers the whole spectrum. Like you'll find your way of looking at him in there too. It's not just my way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
that
So, go ahead.
so yeah, so that's so I did three more books like that. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Now, tell people how they can contact you, how they can get in touch with you for the health practitioner aspect, or from the wellness coaching aspect, from the to order your books. Please let people know your contact information and tell them about your project that you just started on YouTube. I know they're going to be excited about it because they can tap into you more readily that way instead of just waiting for whatever they're going to have interactions they're going to have with you personally.
Thanks, Kai. So I just started a YouTube channel where I try to just post like these little 2-minute videos for encouragement. Because again, I really believe we can all use it. Just some positivity. There's so much negativity out there, right? And so just faith-based encouragement, but just any kind of encouragement, just whatever is put on my heart for that day. And so that's my YouTube channel under my name, just Pooja Chilukuri. And also the best way to reach me is email pooja.chilukuri@gmail.com. And of course, I have my website, poojachilukuri.com. So that's the best way.
Yay. And so, I'm going to spell it for you. It's POOJACHILUKURA. I think it's right there on the video for you to see, I think.
Yeah, R-I,
And so
yep.
KURI. So please look her up, poojachilukuri.com. Her YouTube channel is also under her name, and you can email her at gmail.com. Well, Ms. Pooja, I want to give you an opportunity to share some encouraging words to he's and she's who might be in the state of believing that there's something they should do, but might be on the brink of choosing to either betray themselves or honor what they feel they should do, or even if they don't think they could do it, that they think that they should do it. Just like you said, I would love for you to leave an encouraging word for somebody to make that move from having that belief to making it happen, to just taking the next step. It may not manifest tomorrow, but if they can take one step in the next direction, what is your advice or any counsel that you would give them in order to do it?
Okay. You know what I want to say, Kai? I just want to say to everybody that's watching, you and I are fearfully and wonderfully made. It God put a lot of thought into making us because, the psalmist says that he knit us in our mother's womb. And it took 9 months to make, right? Like it didn't happen like in one second. So
Right.
there was a lot of thinking. There's some higher power has an intention for us. And I think that was downloaded to us when we were conceived. So we
Right.
come knowing. I don't believe that any of us is without a clue. It's just that we are not connected to ourselves so much. So I really want to encourage you. I don't care if what you've been asked to do has been done by others. I don't care if there's 100 people ahead of you that have done it 100 better ways. There's a quote that I hold on to from Elizabeth Gilbert. She's the writer of Eat, Pray, Love. And she says, it may have been done before, but it hasn't been done by you.
Right.
So there's a reason that God gave us this beautiful voice and a beautiful mind. And, so I really believe that when we do that, we serve ourselves first. It's not, you may be doing it for somebody else, but really you uplift your own soul. And I think you get closer to God when we're doing things that we're put here to do and that we're not afraid to do it because again, the cheerleader, if Jesus has prayed for me, for my faith, for all of me, right? And he's prayed for you. So it's gonna be all right. Just take that first step. Just do it. Like the Nike ad says, just do it. Yeah,
Yay! I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
me too,
I'm so
Kai.
excited for your continued success and everything that you're pursuing, for the growth and explosion that is coming with the sales of your books, because
Thank
people
you.
need the word that is in there.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to throw it out there that for those of you that don't know, Pooja is actually a convert to Christianity. She didn't grow up in Christianity,
Right.
and she didn't wasn't introduced to it until her early college years.
Yeah.
And so just this phenomenal woman right here, just the faith that she has and she exhibits and that she follows through on has been a personal blessing in my life. I am so grateful for her memoir and just the words that it contains. And she's actually going to join me for a more lengthy interview at some point, because I really want to delve into why that book is important for everybody to read, regardless of your religious associations, because people need to understand the process of betrayal,
and healing and forgiveness, not just of others, but of ourselves. And I mean, it's such a profoundly beautiful and simply written so that anybody can understand it. So I know it's going to change the world. It really is, because it changed my life, and I'm intent on changing the world. So I'm taking you with me.
Thank you, Kai. I'll go with you.
Yay! I love companions. So I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. We need you where you're at, and living up to that potential that God put in you to manifest, so that we can all take advantage of that. And I want to thank my viewers for watching, and just make sure you tap into Puja. Also check out the post on my blog. I love enterprisespresents.blogspot.com, because Pooja's she did a guest post that will be on there for you to view, which will link to her page. And so I'm excited, y'all. I'm so excited to be a part of this journey with my sponsors, and having this opportunity to spotlight them. So once again, Ms. Pooja, thank you so much for your time. And to
Thank
my
you, Kai.
listening audience, oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry. Thank you for your time. And to my viewing audience, remember to create today. It's another amazing day in paradise. May your choices make it the best day ever. Peace, love, and God's continued blessings. And remember to always smile. S.M.I.L.E. Always smile. It'll make your day. So peace.
Oh my gosh, didn't I tell you that was amazing? Ah, I love her. I really, really do. You might have noticed, like, I was getting emotional as she was talking, because she just speaks to my spirit. And her demeanor is okay. So you see, I'm a little bit outrageous at times. Her demeanor is just so calming. And I'll be honest with you, I wish that I had recorded the whole conversation that we had, because she is just amazing. And so she is like the sanity to my insanity. That's kind of how I feel about her. And every interaction that I have with her is just a blessing to me. It really is. And I appreciate all the work that she is doing so, so, so much. And when I talk about the new Emancipation Proclamation, I talk about how it is culturally relevant. And this experience that I've had with Pooja, I just love it, because she is not of necessarily my culture, or, as being a black woman, but technically she is a woman of color, and she's from a different country, and she brings it out. Her books are written from the Christian perspective. They're faith-based books that she writes. Outside of being her other profession is she's a wellness coach and a nutritional therapist. And she didn't grow up as a Christian, and what you learned in the interview. And so I just appreciate her, because she brings so many different dimensions to the new Emancipation Proclamation, because her book is a part of that project that I'm working on. It's really a very critical part, because you'll find out when I'm ready to divulge all that information to you. And so oh my goodness, I hope you felt like what I felt in speaking with her, because she really, truly is just this amazing and vibrant and beautiful and wonderful person, in person and over video and everything. And so if you check out my blog post, you'll be able to go back and click on the link to my from beggar to investor series, where I talk about how we met and the interaction, and how I actually came in contact with her book, because literally it is so truly miraculous. I kid you not. When God put us together, he put us together. You can also check out my blog. She did a guest post, and so that's posted on my blog as well. It was just done for today. And so, yeah, oh my goodness, I'm so blessed by the people I have in my life, and it just excites me. It excites me so much. So just as a reminder, coming up at 7 is my live broadcast. I'm talking about funding. I'm talking about the Spread Love campaign. And then and then next week, that'll be part 1 of the funding broadcast. And then next week I'll have a more extensive funding broadcast. I'm just excited. There's this weekend that's coming There's a lot that's been going on. There is a lot that's going on, and I can't tell you enough how excited I am. And so I just thank y'all for being here on this journey with me. I love you, and I just love you, and I can't thank you enough for all the good energy that you send. And even if there are some people that aren't sending good energy, that's okay too. I take that, and God does the rest with it. He works with it, right? I do want to send a shout out. There's two people, and unfortunately, I don't remember one of the ladies' names, but I'm going to talk about the Motivation Readers Mastermind Network, which is also a part of the project that I'm working on, the New Emancipation Proclamation, because the Motivation Readers Mastermind Network with Stan Anderson, Mastermind Stan, oh my gosh, I love that man. We get to read from the best books and have commentary. And one mom in one of our discussion talked about how she's been teaching her children that there is no win or lose, that it is win or learn, and that nobody loses when you've learned something from the lesson that you come in contact with, right? And so that has been a blessing to me, and I wish I remembered her name, and I don't. So I just wanted to thank her. And the other person I wanted to thank was from our Open Minds call last night with the Motivation Readers Mastermind Network, with Shamika from Cookies for the Soul. That's COOKIES for the Soul. That's her website, that's her YouTube channel, and that's her her Facebook page. And she does vegan baking. She makes vegan cookies. And so I just wanted to thank her because what she spoke on last night was, I asked her a question. I asked her what obstacles she's had, and she said she really had none. And I was so grateful. That was such a blessing to me because all the things that have been put in front of me, I haven't really seen them as obstacles. I've seen them as opportunities. And so she said, one of the things that she said last night was, when you get a no, that the acronym you can use for no is new opportunities. That NO actually stands for new opportunities. And so I just want to leave that with y'all.
When are you going to be done?
In just a minute. Just want to leave that with y'all. Obviously, I'm going to sign a timer. For those of you that don't know, that is my son, Wisdom. He's always going to put his 2 cents in. He's actually been really patient, so I'm really grateful for him. But anyway, what I was saying is that she said that the acronym for NO is new opportunities, and I totally agree. So check me out in the next few minutes. Love Notes will start at 7. Thank you so much for being here once again. Peace.